Okay, so in 1 minute, I want you to introduce yourself to us, mention your name and introduce yourself to us and tell us why you are here.
Yeah, my full name is Said Abdul Latif.
Saidu what?
Abdul Latif.
Saidu Abdul Latif.
Yes, we were born into Islam, so we're given these names.
Okay.
And at the right time, we will have to abolish all these foreign names and go back to our
roots. So what are you going to talk about today?
I want to talk about religion, how our oppressors are using their religions to destroy Africa. So we'll talk about where the religion actually started.
Okay.
The Christianity and Islam, their roots, where they come from. And then there's a cabal in these two religions to keep we black people in servitude, in slavery, till the end of time. And we thank God that this is the age of awakening and more information are popping up.
Okay, so let's start from Islam.
Yeah.
You said your topic is religion is destroying Africa. Both Islam and Christianity is idolatry.
Yeah, they are idolatry.
This is a serious topic.
Yes. They said we are God's children. We fear God the most. So they should pass through religion and tell us that Allah abhors spirituality. So we shouldn't dive into spirituality as Muslims. Then through Christianity, they told our Christian brothers and sisters that our idols and fetishism and what have you are blasphemous. So she threw them away. But they are grossly engaged in them. When you go to Arabia, they've entered into a covenant with Allah. And they have coerced the whole of Arabia to worship that Allah. This was done by one King Saud. He fought the other tribes and then composed them into a country called Saudi Arabia. So when you are powerful, a powerful king, you have legions of army, you can transcend other continents and countries, conquer them, coerce them to worship that idol, and you will take the benefit. And that is exactly what they did to us. So if you look at Islam and Christianity geographically on the African continent, it is a straight line that is dividing Africa into two equal parts. The northern part of Africa being predominantly Muslims and the southern part being predominantly Christian. This is not natural. Because if Islam was to invade Africa, it would have come through the east from Saudi Arabia. And if Christianity, which originates from Italy, Rome, was to invade Africa, it would have come through the north. But it's rather the opposite. So that means this was deliberate. This was a deliberate attempt. So all Muslims, including me in Africa, we are worshiping the Arabian God. And all Christians in Africa are worshiping the European God, who is Jesus. The Arabian God is Allah, and the European God is Jesus. So unless we discover the truth, that's why a lot of people are saying this is the age of awakening. We'll ban Islam and Christianity in this country.
You said you were a Muslim?
Yes.
We should ban your own people.
Speaking the truth against your own religion has nothing to do with atheism or evil. Because your religion could be false religion, or it could be indoctrinated, or the people in the religion could be led astray, if only what you are saying is the truth.
So we should ban them and do what?
We should close all churches and mosques. And then we can even turn them into factories and what have you. Then we should change all our names back to our ancestors. The very person who enslaved your ancestor, your forefather, is the same person who came and taught you your religion and your concept of God. Do you think the person will tell you the truth? Yes. These Arabians were those who enslaved our forefathers. They even castrated them. And it's these same people who came and they taught us our concept of God. And they are telling us Allah is the creator. That is what they are supposed to do. So when they brought Christianity to Africa, our forefathers knew the secret. They told them, you are not those to teach us who God is. We knew God before you. The white people didn't know anything. So they gave them order to war with them, conquer them, and coerce them into the religion. So we have two forms of Christians. The false religion, which they've converted a lot of people into it. So you are just there wasting your time. You raise your hand to pray to a false God. You are praying to nobody. But they do the practicality over there in the Catholic Church, the Vatican. So right now, as I speak, the Vatican, which constitutes about 802 people in the 2020 population census, that year, 802 people, with a land mass of 0.2 square kilometers, is richer than the whole of African continent. And it is the richest single entity in the whole world, second to only the United States government. They have assets worth over $10 trillion. Because when they opened the churches worldwide, when the tithes were coming, they didn't spend them, they invested them. And they also do the practicality over there to get what they want. And they told you, you should raise up your hands and pray. So we have prayed up to date, we've got nothing. And we are not even asking ourselves, is it these people, haven't they lied to us? So when they saw that religion was fetching them a lot of money, they excluded themselves from the country Italy. Even Vatican is a suburb of Rome. So when they saw that Christianity was fetching them a lot of money, they said they are a sovereign state. So they built a wall around them. And if you want to move from Rome into the Vatican, you must go and acquire a visa. And they invested the money. And now they are super rich. And they don't even care about African Christians who are wallowing in poverty. They don't dig gold, diamond, bauxite, nothing, no mineral resources in Italy, no crude oil. How come that a small suburb is richer than the whole of African continent? Through religion. So anybody who creates a religion, that person and their children, their children's children, and their descendants will live in comfort, luxury. They'll be enjoying lives on this earth till the end of time. And you, the convert, will be wallowing in poverty. They will come and tell you when you die, you go to some false heaven.
Some what?
False heaven. Whilst they are living in heaven here. So when the Vatican, the Catholic Church was amassing wealth, others came to realize it. Britain and America saw that there was something secret they were keeping from them. So they also severed themselves and formed the Anglican Church, English American Church. Then that was when other people started creating. So that is why we have several denominations in Christianity and several sects in Islam.
All because of business.
Business.
You are watching Revelations.
So the Arabians, the Saudi monarch is richer than the whole of African continent. But he's not even helping we, the poor Muslims in this country. And every year, we still send money to them in the form of pilgrimage. And they are taking. Saudi gets about $120 billion every year out of pilgrimage. We have Hajj and we have Umrah. So we Muslims in Ghana are the poorest in this country, but we still send money to these people. When I was telling my people, they got angry, so I kept quiet. And I told them, let's worship, wallow in poverty, and die. We'll go to heaven. When you are revealing this secret, they told us that anybody who apostatizes, if you renounce Islam, they should kill you. Anybody who speaks against that religion, they should kill you. When you finish, you come and tell me you are God's children. Because of my research, I discovered that no, there's something wrong. And not just the research alone. I look at the lives of my people, and I ask a lot of questions. I say, what kind of Allah that we are worshiping from childhood to our old age? Then the person will be so impoverished. His only asset is his small hat, jalabia, and the small trouser with his cassava legs inside it. We can't build for our children We can't take care of our wives. We can't take care of our children. So they are stealing. They are armed robbers. Others are fornicating, teenage pregnancy, and the Zongo community is filled, broken homes, everything. What kind of Allah are we worshiping? There is something wrong that we need to figure out, and that is the secret.
Based on your research, have you come across anything that you think Africans should try? Africans should start doing to liberate itself?
We have a lot, but the problem is we have been conditioned, we call it mental slavery. We have been mentally engineered to self-destruction. So Africa is heading towards an apocalypse, but we don't know. So we need to undo the mental engineering. But who is to do it? Because they have been murdering our prophets. Anytime a prophet rises up to move black people out of their doldrums, they can't murder him. So they shut down Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Steve Biko, Patrice Lumumba. They murdered all of them. Because if Africans unite, there's no country that can fight us. But this secret, this common sense has eluded us because they damage our brains with their religion, with the Quran and the Bible. These things you can use to develop your country, the same thing you can use to destroy people. They use them to develop their country because when you go to Europe, if you don't take your child to school, they arrest you. In the Quran, it says, looking for knowledge is compulsory for believer man and woman. And the Bible says, for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. So they made school free and compulsory, and today they are gone. The same books they came and told us, education is haram. So when you come to my community, the malams don't. There's no single malam or pastor who is preaching that take your children to school, take your children to school. No. The pastor will tell you, bring all your woes. Jesus will solve them. How is Jesus going to solve our problem when we don't manufacture even a pin in this country? Everything is important. If Jesus is the creator, this is not how he created the world. So we are supposed to look for knowledge, use the knowledge to work and get money and solve our problems. But he said, no, bring it. Jesus will do. So the pastor has succeeded in killing your critical thinking, because if you have a problem, you are supposed to think critically and find the cause. The malam will cut it short. Education is haram. When you don't acquire knowledge, you lose logical reasoning. So when you speak common sense to Muslims, they get angry because we don't think logically anymore. Anybody who is a Christian or Muslim who says, okay, Jesus will solve my problem, I'll go to school, or I am a Muslim, education is haram, I'll go. When we go, they will kill us with their theoretical curriculum. They kill our creativity and innovativeness with their theoretical curriculum. So we go to school to learn the parts of a grasshopper on a blackboard. Meanwhile, a grasshopper is not in a blackboard.
It's in the bush.
Yes. Instead of, how many of us are going to be anthropologists? It's not all of us. If a child goes to school today and the child starts learning how to make a car, by basic 6, basic 9, the child could invent something. But they say they will never allow us practice in our educational system.
That one thing, our time is almost.
Yes.
So that one thing everybody that is watching us should start telling the children or doing.
Let's go back to our root. You see, black people, we don't read anymore because they damage our brain. Let's read. Let's look for knowledge and let's think critically. Let's go back to our roots. So what we're supposed to do now is close all churches and mosques. Let's ban the weaving of foreign hairs on our hairs.
Ah!
Yes, that is what Pogigame did. If one hair costs 20 Ghana cedis, 1 million women times 20, that man has left this country.
But we can create the wigs here.
No, you have your own head there. Do you know why we are shaving our hairs? Look, Arabians, men and women don't shave their hairs. Chinese don't shave their hairs. Europeans don't shave their hairs. Indians don't shave their hairs. Why is that? It's all Africans. We are still in slavery. The black women's hairs are the most romantic on earth.
Hey!